It is Mary.
And Amma.
And today we are reviewing the reunion of Ready to Love, honey. Yes, so excited. And you know,
we just saw Sydney and Phil.
And you know, listen, I didn't like
our girl Sydney.
If nobody else made it, I wanted Sydney and Phil to make it.
Yes.
Like, truthfully. You know, because Phil was really into her. Sydney seemed like she wanted to go with somebody who was calm. And they're both just really good people.
Yes.
So I'm so happy for them. You know,
I'm very happy for them.
Yeah. I'm like,
happy for her because it looks like when she was crying with her mom has seen her go through some heartaches.
Yeah.
It looked like, you know?
Yeah.
And wanted her to be happy.
Yeah.
And she's 32. So it's time.
It's time, y'all.
She's at that perfect age, and so is he.
Yeah.
And he loves this woman to bits. I mean, he is...
Like...
I don't know if I don't want to say lustful, but hey, ain't nothing wrong with that.
And now you need a little attraction to keep it going, especially that old age, honey. I'm
so happy for her because she's such a sweetie. Very much into her femininity.
Yes.
He is very much into his masculinity.
Love it. But where was Shiloh?
Love. I did not see
Shiloh
at all.
Shiloh was nowhere to be seen. I don't think I saw her.
I didn't see her.
I didn't.
They didn't show everyone.
So
let us see what.
We'll see y'all.
Ooh,
so excited!
What good. Lord have mercy. Okay.
I love Sabrina, bro. Listen, Sabrina, I was like this with her all season. But she said, like, look, if they ain't paying my mortgage, they ain't paying my groceries, they ain't paying my bills, they ain't got nothing to do with me. But she said, don't try me. Do not try me. Don't even bring the questions over here.
Right. But the thing is, if she's all about that, she should not have opened her mouth then in the first place. Because
I mean, of course,
she
but I like her response.
She said something first, and that's why the host asked her, Sabrina, you have something to say or whatever, because she said something. So, but if you were already in the mindset that they don't pay your bills and blah, blase, then you should have just not said anything to begin with. But don't be.
She said, "Look, I'll make my little snide comments, but don't come ask me for full-out questions." That's basically what she said.
That's what she's trying to say to the host. So she was, in a sense, she kind of checked the host too. Like, I'm not gonna allow you to be messy with me.
Yeah, like I'm not for that. So, like, I'll say my little comment because I mean, like, it's just like.
But don't turn the light on me like a. It's kind of like when you're in school, right? And I think I'm getting what you're saying. When you're in school and you're like whispering to somebody, and the teacher says, "Could you please share that with the entire class?"
I wasn't talking to you in the first place.
Right? But you cannot say that to your teacher, but you can damn sure fix to you because one, Sabrina is older than her, right? So she's just, I think so. I think, you know what it is? Sabrina is like my generation. And I think we are like Generation X. She might actually even be a little younger than me. But we're of that generation where we still have a little bit of that old, I think we're the last generation who have a little bit of that old school stuff. Like, I'm older than you, even if it's by 1 year, don't try me.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So she may have taken, maybe she did, I understand what you're saying, maybe she did take exception to that. Like, because it seemed like she was checking the host.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not Camille. It seemed like she was pretty much, look.
I mean, after that, though, what did the host say? Like,
exactly.
Let me come badger you with a little extra. You know, so my thing is like, I
she didn't want to get embarrassed more because trust me, Sabrina got a lot more where that comes from. She got a lot more. So don't try her, host. Just keep it moving.
And I mean, it's totally fine for somebody to make a little comment. Whatever. It's just like when we're watching the show or whatever, it's like we're seeing it in real time. And sometimes you might be like, oh my God. And you just say what you're thinking out loud.
Yeah, and she can make her comment. But I think the host also.
But they love to make it extra messy.
What she's trying to do, she's trying to
start drama because that's what they do.
She probably tries to start drama. Or she just wants, if you're going to talk, if you're going to make your little comments, address it, address it through me or whatever.
I don't have to address nothing with you. I don't owe you nothing, lady. I might be on the show, but I don't owe you nothing, lady.
And also, I think whatever she said, everybody heard it, so there's no need to inquire some more.
I know. I mean, she already
She said what she said.
Aisha's basically said extra too. So I mean,
exactly. And then she asked Aisha.
What else you
and
want me to say?
Aisha continued to talk about it. Which Aisha,
listen,
your man
girl,
Dante,
you're
don't
all
start.
up on them. Don't do that,
Please
girl.
don't start with Dante. Please
don't
start
start
with Camille.
with
Like
no.
Aisha.
I know Aisha don't like Camille. Camille don't like Aisha. So it's
don't start, you all. I ain't got time.
Well, I got all day. That's why I'm down here on this couch.
So I see why Sabrina, but I don't know about checking the host of the show. Lord have mercy.
Well, I mean, I
that
feel
host
like
is not gonna forget it. She gonna come for her again.
And Sabrina will be there.
Oh, she'll be ready. Don't play with her.
Sabrina ain't taking no mess.
It's a different generation. The host probably is like a millennial. Sabrina strikes me to be a Generation X. Gen X.
Patience is very thin. But yeah, salty tea. So
who
I think the host. Anyway. I just would have preferred if the host was not really talking so much and not letting Carrie talk or say her point. Like, she kept on interrupting.
I know. And the whole thing with Tyrone, remember the thing where Tyrone said to Carrie that he thought that she was kind of aggressive?
And try to blame her for why they didn't work out. I don't like that. That's not okay.
Yeah, and I think everyone understood that. I think as black women, we don't like that term aggressive, because it's used so often with us, the angry black woman, and all that stuff.
So I thought it was a low blow for him to do that.
Yeah, but I and also I think he was trying to. I felt like he was trying to get a reaction from her, so her aggressive self, that aggressive, angry black woman, will come out. I thought that's what it was.
But Carrie never was that. She never showed that the whole show.
She never showed that the whole show.
So why would you say that?
Yeah, that was not even necessary. But and I just also didn't feel like the host now putting light on it and saying, with black women, aggressive, that is a no bueno. I don't know why she's speaking Spanish, only if she's Spanish and she's actually not.
I don't know. I just.
Black. I'm not sure. Anyhow, that was. So I just felt like she should have just been quiet, let Carrie explain. It's just a whole bunch of black women there. We already understand the whole thing that he was trying to do. We know how we feel with that term. I don't think she had to put light on it. There was no need. The light was already on it, and we already can see it. And I just felt like she just interrupted Carrie in the middle of her talking to talk about this, which makes me think, I wonder if they handed her some notes to say, make sure you address the aggressive black woman thing. So she had to get that in before the commercial. That could have been like it. We don't know.
At some point in life, as black people, we need not to be in the place where we're focused on our stereotypes and how,
exactly
this that. Like, are we going to move beyond that to start thinking about the positives?
And not only that,
you don't have to address the whole angry black thing every single time. We already know the stereotypes.
And you know something, even if someone tells you need to do this before the commercial, you can always say to them, I did not do it. And they ask you why, just say, I didn't feel it was necessary. I still don't feel it's necessary. And if they ask you, you say, oh, well, I forgot. Well, if that means they don't get you as a whole steady time, that's okay. They got Tommy anyway. He just has Corona today. So don't worry about that. But sometimes you just got to stand your ground, Yeah. Sometimes you just have to. Anywho, but yeah, she just seems to interrupt quite a bit. And she did that on another occasion. Maybe that's why she rubbed Sabrina the wrong way too. Just stop interrupting. I would have liked to see exactly what Carrie was saying, because we didn't hear that much from her during the whole thing. Let her just finish her thought process and stop interrupting. I hope she doesn't, do that again.
Yeah.
Because.
Well, also, I don't think that Carrie needs to talk so much on Tyrone's behalf, because the way he did you was a little
rude.
dirty.
He was rude.
He was rude as hell.
Inappropriate.
And she's like, "Oh my God, thank you so much."
Yeah.
I didn't think he needed a hug. I think you would be like,
exactly. It's that overly compensating thing that we do sometimes. with men, like, oh, after they're being so rude to us, you could have just told them received.
Hello.
Just say, do you receive it? Received.
Wasn't
Really?
the best fit for love.
Yeah,
Let's
that man
check
did
out
not
his
deserve
journey.
all that.
Hugging him
Can I
and
stay with the food situation?
You want me to check it and when we come back and tell you?
Yes, don't get caught up over there.
You know what Mom said? Mom said Cornelius did not have a life before Camille because
Oh, yeah.
he just seems so smitten with her.
Yeah.
Like anything she do, like the way he holding her on the couch, like you know how they be careful. You
I
got
know,
this.
yeah.
Like it's just so it's cute.
Yeah.
Even though she's a little crazy, it's cute though.
He's just so happy. This is the best fun he's ever had.
I know.
From his engineering life.
So I got some spice in my life.
He actually reminds me of someone I know.
Oh, country bumpkin ass.
I remember the old country bumpkin ass.
Not the old country bumpkin ass. Oh my god, what she called it that.
Telling me, bring this extra emotion into this situation.
Yeah.
I do have a son, but I was also engaged.
So you engaged too, so you
Understand commitment. 3 engagements. You might want to wear that, bro. It is a necklace, and it says God is greater than our highs and our lows.
Camille wants to take it to the next level, and I'm questioning, okay, are we moving too fast?
Cornelius, in my opinion, is not showing up in the process because he allowed
You wear Aisha and say, blink.
We had deliberation,
Mm-hmm.
and the lady said that you're not ready to love.
Oh, this is where she wipes her eyes
What?
like
I believe what we have is real. So, I am supplementing with you.
Which they should have did week 3.
It's like,
And when you come back and be like, oh, we married.
he's like,
Are you guys watching the show every week together?
Well, once, twice, yeah.
And how is Camille responding to you with Courtney and the other ladies? How has that been?
Conversation.
I mean, it's definitely a conversation that you have to have. But I feel like, you know, I went through the process. I did get to know.
I don't know the
more than
makeup on
anybody
some
thought
of
I
these
did.
ladies.
Because it doesn't take me all day to know what I want. And so, on the first day, when I saw Camille walk through the door, I was like, thank you. You know, it was somebody that was like, you know, this is my actually, I would holler at, you know, outside of this.
He did admit to liking Camille early, right? Yeah, he did.
But he was trying, but I think he didn't get an opportunity to really like date other people and go through the process.
From day one.
Well, he didn't need it, I guess.
Her as well.
Still sitting there with her.
That's beautiful.
That is beautiful. Now,
Zadia,
that's beautiful.
that is beautiful.
Got a little close to
With your
Cornelius.
brows,
You tried.
brown,
at least.
who's brown
How did that
squad.
go down, and
Woo.
did you regret anything?
No, I don't regret anything.
Is she
I
wearing
think
sandals?
For me, it was just a little bit different because I typically like to go after a guy. So for me, I don't feel like Camille really stopped me from getting to know Cornelius. I know for other women it was probably a turnoff, but for me, I'm looking at it like nobody's my competition. You know, if I want somebody, I'm gonna go after them. I did feel like Camille was aggressive in her approach towards other women because, you know, I just felt like at times it was just too much. I will say that. I felt like at times it was too much.
Well, I don't
because
think Courtney
the thing
cared.
is, we're all here on the same level trying to get to know people on the same pace. And it was like, for her being aggressive like that, it almost came across as a bully. And that's,
Now, I said leading into the package that the ladies decided you weren't ready to love. Have you guys changed your mind on that?
It's about going through the process and the journey. It was not about him not finding the one he thought that he was interested in and locked in on that. That's not the point. The point is when you become aggressive in the process and block other people from getting a chance to know him. The point is when you start making threats to people, open threats, whether you're saying you're doing it as an antic or not. That's the problem. The problem becomes when other people feel like
Cornelius nodding, though.
Is he approachable? I can't even approach him if I could shoot a shot. And I'm not saying
That
that.
guy.
I think it was yawning.
The first day when me and him did try to talk, day one, whether she was doing it jokingly or not, I couldn't even get a word in with. And that was not just me, that was collective. And no matter how much they say, oh, it's editing and stuff, we were in the process. We went through the process. It's consistent. We were in the process. We watched. We felt the tension.
I still
We
feel like
felt
he
the
has
energy.
regrets.
Really?
Breathe, Camille.
Olivia and Shanae about to come out, Lord.
They need to hold him accountable too, though.
A woman saw him
And
and marked him.
Who is this
Like, I feel like
person?
you were kind of pressured into this
Who's the guy with the
situation
blonde
that you're
hair?
in right
I
now.
don't know.
You know what I mean?
He was not
Yeah.
memorable enough for me to
I
remember.
did feel that way. I mean, the thing is,
I know
felt
that's
like,
shade.
you
I know.
I knew what I
should
know
not
what I
be
want. I know who I
doing
am.
that.
So I asked
But I don't know
Faith,
who he is.
about what your beliefs are. That's very important to me.
I'm not. Am I bugging? I
No.
felt it.
Am I
I talked to
bugging?
the other ladies who felt it.
Okay,
Aisha, did I not tell you?
Aisha, just let it.
Let's address the tension. Because at the end of the day, you would have
Look, I feel like,
if you
Lord.
felt that way.
So
If
I
you
felt
felt
a
a certain type of way,
I don't need you to apologize for
if you felt a
anything to me.
certain
I'm
type
just
of
talking
way.
about my experience. So
Okay.
it's my POV.
Okay. Okay.
It's my POV.
Got it. Got it.
Why do you put Walter?
Please just talk about this because.
Why did they put Walter there?
Walter.
Somebody said say Walter. Like, damn, poor Walt, man.
That other women
No,
did it.
there was no pass.
Oh, the Brown Girls Club. I think that was the past.
Wait a minute.
Brown enough. I'm
What?
actually too light. Yeah.
Is that
Those
what
comments.
this is, y'all?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Yes,
Yes,
the brown
the
girl.
brown
Yes.
girl. Which I gotta say, as
Yeah.
a brown girl, that made me really sad.
Yes.
We have enough problems as
Right.
black women.
Exactly.
Why did you feel the need to separate yourselves in the Brown Girl Club?
Okay,
Why was
so
that necessary?
What we're not going to do is we're not going to say we separate ourselves in a brown girl squad.
No, y'all did that the whole time. But y'all did that the whole time. You're not gonna forget.
Oh
A
God.
whole Instagram page on Brown Girls. Well, let me go to Instagram. Oh, wait a second.
it sounds like you do foul
What?
to us and you act like you innocent, like you don't take accountability.
Sabrina has lost
This
it.
has gone
I
left.
was not trying to grow in friendship with women during this process. And we took a photo at the third deliberation. We saw the picture and we were like, oh my God, hey melanin, like skin popping. And I yelled out, Brown Girl Squad, it's not to exclude anybody. That's the
But
whole,
it does,
what,
though.
no, it does not. Because first
He
of all,
doesn't
we're all
exclude.
Can
Anyway.
Sabrina be a part of the Brown Girl Squad?
brown. Did you just hear Sabrina curse me out?
So no, she can't be part of the Brown Dance Club.
Sydney, Sabrina just cursed because you've been treating me like trash from the beginning. Oh. What happened?
Corey bouncing the shoulders.
Hold fast.
Don't walk away now. You had time. Because they come back so we can get some clarity. When I can talk, I'll come back. We don't need to see her. She could go. Nadia, please come back. You mean and you nasty.
Oh,
Oh God.
I thought it was my segment. Cornelius said it's my
Okay.
Oh, wait. Second flag on the plate.
First
Flag
of all-
on the plate.
First of all,
Yo,
this is what I see has happened.
Sabrina lost this. Usually she's so cool, calm, and collected.
She's all her cool, calm, and collected. Underneath the layer is a raging fire.
I mean, of course.
And you even saw that
I mean,
when
of
his
course.
ex came and all that
She
stuff.
said, I don't need nobody talking about my relationship with my man. Bye. I
Sabrina
got styling.
is 1-2 stops from. You even remember we had Zadia, Camille, and Sabrina not too far away.
Who said that?
That's what we gotta get run tape.
Who said that?
We gotta run tape. Sabrina has had
Oh my God.
issues in her past. Maybe it was high school. Maybe it was when she was working at at the club or wherever. No. I'm not. I'm just saying. Sabrina has had problems.
This is not about Sabrina. This is about
Sabrina has had
Zadia.
problems with dark-skinned women, brown girls, or dark-skinned girls who have maybe made her feel bad about her color.
Well,
Because apparently, I did not go to school here for most of my life. Apparently, though, this is something that happens in the schools here. You were homeschooled, so you don't know for most of your life.
I think I had a taste of it in college.
You had a taste
but
of
it
it.
wasn't like it wasn't
But
really
by-
that
but-
serious.
but
But
by
my best
that
friend,
time-
my best friend at the time was Caucasian.
Yeah, but
So-
but the bottom is not only that, but also because you didn't grow up in that environment. I think that your experience is different. So but I have had when I was in college, I had a girlfriend of mine who looked just like Vanessa Williams, the Miss America. And let me tell you, she had had some awful, and she was very light. She had some awful experiences. I think Sabrina has gone through that. But Sabrina, she can't let this be triggering her. Because just like she has her own experience being light skinned, I'm sure these girls have had their experience being brown skinned.
At the end of the day,
So
I feel like
we're
we
all
all
black.
have similar pains.
It
If
is
you're
too
black,
much.
we all have
Yeah.
similar pains.
It's too
So they
much
should-
every time this rubbish comes up. We have to put aside this colorist issue that's been going on.
It really makes
and
no
we
sense.
have to really focus on it in terms of a women to women. Get the men out of that and keep it. Talk. That's your sister. Talk to your sister. But there's some triggers there.
I be telling you, man, most
I
of the time it be your own people. And
Yeah, I
like,
didn't
honestly,
think-
we need to stop that because
Yeah.
we
And-
go through too
and-
much
and
in
I
this
don't
country for
think-
people
I
to
think
be
it's
divided.
okay.
Brown girl squad,
Yeah.
this, that, and third, whatever. I didn't even know why that was necessary.
You know something?
It didn't make sense to me.
Actually, I was fine with that. Brown Girls Club, that's cool. If you want to have a light girls club, that's cool too. But because I think the reason why is because I don't have any triggers about that. But someone who has a trigger about that, you really have to be honest with where it's coming from, and then have this talk.
Who are just talking about women and
Yeah.
Frank? I don't know. They're there and their
that
body
show,
language
yeah,
seems
you
off.
know that show Speak Sis? They should talk about that on Speak Sis.
Oh yeah,
With Oprah.
that show.
You know, so she can help.
Oh,
Be honest.
with me?
Ooh, what happened?
I wouldn't say up.
What do you mean by that?
It hasn't gone anywhere.
I need more information. I don't understand.
The show
What
don't go-
happened after that day?
Nothing happened after that day.
Nothing.
Okay.
What?
No things?
No things. I know you're looking for me to say more. I don't have anything.
Like you're going out?
We're
and-
not going out.
What?
We're not going out currently.
Frank,
Yes,
why aren't you going out?
multiple reasons.
Child, she is over it.
Please
I
share.
still genuinely and passionately care for this woman.
He
I respect
genuinely
her
and
in
passionate-
different ways. When the cameras were finally off of us, I needed to regroup and get back to myself. And of course, I still wanted her to be a part of that. I also realized that this process had taken a toll on me.
So was it the
I
camera?
told
Yeah, I
y'all
don't
Frank was
even
about
think that
shit.
was the
I
camera,
said it.
but I think
Hold on.
the one thing that I've always been very guarded and like kind of keep lock and key is my love relationships because I've been hurt.
This man's
I've
so
also,
full of BS.
You know, at times I've felt that I've hurt people in the past by not being, of being reluctant.
Frank, just be honest, bro.
What the hell is he talking about?
I think that I pulled back because there were things about our relationship that didn't add up to me as what I've always pictured.
Okay, let me switch over here, Frank. You
Let's
seem
switch over
very
here,
together.
Oh, this is a bad.
Like, girl, ain't nobody
But
need
I'm
a-
here for the tea, girl. Get your
Sydney
tea.
was beautiful, and that would have been fun. But then you
Sydney's
thought,
like-
Muneen is my match.
She like, thank
She's what I
God.
need. So why going forward? Did it happen?
Sydney's
in
like,
one
I
thing?
know Frank.
No, so there was a point in time where I felt that we were getting too close too fast.
Okay, wait.
You know what I
So
mean? During those time periods that we were together, I felt like we were too close too soon. Me and you were really trying to find a lot of connections, whether it be life expectations, what your future looked like, what my future looked like. What
How
kids
is
looked
you
like.
talking over her?
To me, it just didn't all add up.
What?
And I'm sorry that it's coming out this way, but
I actually don't mind it coming out. What I don't care for is you saying things like it was moving too fast or that it was becoming too much because it was nothing. So what was becoming too much?
Yeah, what was becoming too much?
Get your hand off my knee,
I
too.
just
Thank
felt
you.
like some of our contact wasn't adding up. Like the way we held hands wasn't.
Yeah, but even when we were over here, Frank, you initiated.
I know, 'cause I still
You're an
feel-
affectionate person, so that's
Exactly.
what I mean. So
I
when I
know,
respond
I
back,
know.
then it's like too much. Do you see how that doesn't make sense?
I do.
Okay.
Okay.
Be direct.
I trusted that everything every other woman on the show thought about you may not be true. Several of the women said, you're not ready.
Who?
I said it.
I will believe what you told me. And all we have in this life is our word. And you have not kept your word. And I think that's what hurts. You gotta be careful with people. You keep talking about the fact that you've been hurt before. You're not the only person
I'm not
that's been
saying
hurt.
otherwise.
Yeah.
Ah,
You know how much it takes to go on this type of journey, the bravery it takes to open up against somebody. You want to know what I went through before this chapter? You have no idea, and I trusted you.
See, this is the thing, though.
Oh.
You cannot come in here playing
give her
with
no-
people's emotion. And I'm not saying that was your intent.
Okay.
And you
So
may
we're
have
not,
done it.
so we're not calling it
I
intent.
did.
We're not calling it intent,
Yeah.
but you have to be able to identify your mishaps as a person. Because now it affects somebody else. And it's not fair. We do not get to show up in this world and keep hurting people.
Thank you, Aisha.
You don't deserve her.
He doesn't deserve her.
Yeah.
I think for the future, Frank, you should look at your partner as being a friend.
I do.
And at the end of the day,
No,
all
you
friends
don't. Just
are
shut
friends.
up. I mean, Frank.
And that's
Frank.
what
I have so much to say.
Frank.
Yeah, let's go commercial.
Ooh, child. Hold on. No, it's not finished.
Value the relationship thus far as I should have.
Frank,
You know,
ow.
Had
You did not.
I don't think you knew that.
He said had.
I hate that things didn't work out for you too, but hopefully this process.
You
has
staring at
brought
me
you
for it. Just
both
turn yourself
closer to
away.
finding
I mean,
I know. He's
you're like,
he's playing all this
Of
game
next
for the
single
and
audience.
yeah, I mean, you're
But then
touching
after
her.
the whole show, you
It
did
nearly
nothing.
turned into an all-out war. We're jumping in the trenches and discussing it.
Jump in the
all with
trenches,
Ready to
girl.
Love reunion
Whoo,
special
child.
Continues.
11 minutes left.
Okay, let's see what's going on. Hold on. Whoo,
Let me just
child,
say this
first
real
of
quick.
all-
I'm gonna just
Go ahead.
2
Go
seconds.
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Now, my thing is,
Mm-hmm.
it's a shame.
Mm.
It's actually a shame. Well, I'm gonna say this.
Woo.
I said it from the beginning. When I looked at Frank in his eyes,
said
I
so.
saw disloyalty. I saw not genuine, and I saw somebody who was not ready not to be single.
Yes, with his high sexual lustful
Yes.
self.
So, you know, I had a little hope because he said, oh, he could wait. But, you know, a lot of men say a lot of BS to get a woman. They do.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really think it was that genuine.
Mm-hmm.
Frank did not seem genuine. So am I surprised that he went home and said, oh, he needed to digest it? He went through all this? I'm not surprised. I
need
am.
to digest. All of
So
a
you
sudden,
don't
know,
text her? You don't call
you know,
her?
so I
But
thought
where
he-
they do that
I
at?
thought
Where
he
they
was,
do
I
that
thought
at?
he was about to pull the mental health card, because these days there are people,
Swiping it.
and I'm not making fun of mental health, because let me tell you, our whole family has been, even right now, I'm still in therapy. So, you know, my son is in therapy. You were in therapy. You're not anymore. But I'm not. This is not something I'm making lightly. But there are some people who, around this time, they're pulling a mental health card just so that they don't have to take accountability.
It took a lot out
And
of
that's
me.
what
You
it
work
seems
in
as
the
though
club
he
life.
was trying to do. Yeah, he's saying he had to just. Okay, so Frank, did you go away from your business too? Did you take a break on the business? Because if you didn't take a break
on the business.
on your business, you should not have taken a break with Mumi.
I call, what's that? BS.
Bullshit.
The toilet is running.
Yes.
Okay?
And let me say something else. You know, today I was watching some of our shows from the back for Ready to Love, because I wanted to kind of remember these people again. And I remember the first time we came across Frank. He was sitting down with Aisha, and there was another girl. I can't remember what their name was. And they were talking to him about a tattoo. The other girl, I cannot remember who it was. She was really talking to him about her tattoo, and it's hidden right now, and all this stuff. And all of a sudden, Frank just sits down and rolls his eyes. And I said on the thing, you and I were talking, we said, do you see the way his body language, right, all in public? He just sits and rolls his eyes as if to say, okay, I'm done talking to you now. You don't, go away. And he did that in front of someone. And we said that this man cannot even control his emotions. Like, you don't have to be
facial
rude.
expressions.
Exactly. And we said, you don't have to be rude. And we thought, I said, he also doesn't have any manners. So to me, that's low class. You see, when you ain't got no manners, you are low class, because class has nothing to do
with money
or education or privilege.
It has to do with your character.
It has to do with, most importantly, your manners.
Yeah.
And I said, he has no manners.
Yeah.
Look at how he behaved. Low class. This was our first encounter with Frank.
I just didn't think the man was genuine.
And I remember, and then I said, oh my goodness, that is so true. he was like that.
Yeah, but my issue is with people who say,
So-
I've been through so much, as
As though
if you are
the
the only
one
person
in
on
this
the planet.
world. Come on
Listen,
now.
you might have had a dad who was an alcoholic
And guess
a mom who wasn't there
You
for
will
you.
meet someone
Well, guess
down the
what?
street whose daddy got them pregnant at the age of 10, and they had to have that child, or the father gave them AIDS,
Yeah.
and that's the daughter.
You
okay?
have to be able to look
People
at the
have
positive.
a lot of issues. Everybody got their own problems.
Yeah.
You will go down the road, you say, okay, someone died in my family, and you'll meet a mother who lost her 2 sons.
Yeah.
Okay?
We're also interested in building a little drama.
Is
What
Zadia-
if
Okay,
it
let's
all
see.
came to a head at the table where nobody was backing down, or should I say, shrinking?
Okay.
It's really
Oh,
just time
Lord.
to draw your line
Aisha
at this
and
point.
Camilla
It's
again.
getting ridiculous.
You still got your list.
No, I don't have a list. I have 2, and I
Oh,
can have
that's-
2.
That's when Zadia reared. Oh, this was the episode.
Let me not. I can't with
when
Zadia's.
Tommy's attitude was going from person to person.
Tensions are starting to rise.
I
between
love
the
that
ladies.
dress. I like that
But
whole cowl
The
thing
Brown
going on.
Girl Squad, we good. Brown Girl Squad, for life.
That was the dumbest crap I ever seen.
Never before
Brown Girl
seen.
Squad
Hold
for
on, let's
life.
see. Never before seen.
Can you please be focused? And I'm not gonna invite y'all to the wedding if y'all hold him at the bottom. That's
Who
great.
gives a shit?
Well, who's to say he's gonna get bullied with the island because he's not giving in?
See, you did say it, Camille.
You did say it.
Use this.
Cornelius is like, huh?
Talk about the process.
Yes.
Because you're making threats like that. How uncomfortable is that for somebody to hear? Well, if you put one man in the bottom, I'm gonna beat your ass. That's not cool.
She's saying, I will if y'all really want to talk about why.
Why?
They're all confused.
Hold on, look at Phil. Feel like.
Period.
Oh, God, God.
Who said, oh God?
How is that haterish?
In my body, so don't bring that over here.
Hold up.
You always want to jump in the fame down. But how is it?
Cindy and her little outfits, honey.
Said, I gotta get up
He said,
before
let me fix
they
my
start
dress.
throwing. Before they start throwing. Mumin was gone.
Phil
Sydney was
said,
gone.
like,
They're like,
you know
I
what's
gotta
so
go.
funny though?
Before they
Phil
start
was
throwing
like
bottles.
this to see when I gotta get up to go calm down Aisha. He was like this the whole time.
I know. He
Look at
helped-
him now. He
Hey,
said,
here,
okay.
here
I
go
said,
Dante.
he's
Dante said, I
okay.
better go.
Cordelia seemed like he get a little kick out of it though.
Opinion. That's how she felt. I don't think she should have been attacked.
Why are you arguing about your process to somebody else?
Because don't accuse me of
Phil is always in the soup.
It doesn't make any sense.
You don't make no sense, Zadia.
Still going. Of course. Because she's still talking outside of her neck. And that's what it is.
What is this? Did she wipe your eyes?
Zadia said, did I say that? Zadia. See?
Okay, let's see.
You said that Aisha had no connections, but she clearly did.
Oh, I can tell you what's really going on.
What's
Uh-oh,
really going on?
Naeem.
There's context to everything. I think 8 out of the 9 men chose Zadia as their number 1 choice in the first deliberation. So that's the elephant in the room that we're not talking about. I'm not saying that's the cause.
How will we know
That's
about
an important fact.
How the hell would they know?
So
How would we know? We're not the men's lounge.
Daughter's like, look, Aisha.
Cindy said, how would we know? We're not the men's lounge.
9 men to pick the same one girl, and then later all these women also have a problem with that same one girl. I feel like there's a correlation.
You are out of your mind.
I think that it's an interesting theory.
It
but
is an interesting theory.
Well, but it's not. First of all, these women aren't privy to that, and it's
Exactly.
Not a competition.
What the guys that they're getting now picks. Everybody knows.
Naeem, you hang your straw for your woman. It is too much.
This is about disrespect. It has nothing to do with love. It's about how you treat people. It's great. Zadia is a beautiful woman. No one's taking that away from her.
I think that's
She's
not
beautiful.
because she's beautiful.
But
There's
no,
other things
it's
involved too.
good. It's good that 8 men picked her. That's wonderful. She's a beautiful woman. I like Zadia at first.
It sounds
The
like
thing
people here are really thirsting for friends and not love.
Sit your ass down, Naheem.
Naeem, Zadia is saying nothing, and Naeem is coming to fight for Zadia.
Yeah, the men never check.
Okay, can everybody relax for a second?
Sydney say the men gotta check him.
I know because the men look, they ain't gonna check no man in front of a woman. They don't do that. But the women stay checking each other in front of men though.
At that
point,
Well,
there
this is the
was
first time
nothing
I've seen a
that
man
was
checking the
like
woman
Cornelius
for his
and
woman.
Camille.
Usually he wouldn't do it for his woman, he might do it for
Naeem
his
is full of
boy.
BS.
That she attacked Cornelius and Camille and not anyone else that had sent her down and dug in with their connection.
Can I ask you
Who
this?
had
Because I
dug
know
in?
your connections
Like
with
Cornelius
Nye
and Camille, though.
and Dante.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Is any of this sort of a fire
absolutely not.
about their
Absolutely
connection?
not.
Let me give you backstory what happened. After we were all sitting there talking, I cooked dinner for everyone. We had dinner. Camille said, all I know is if anybody put my man in the bottom, I'll y'all up. That's exactly what she said.
But she just said so.
Wait, Camille, you're saying
We just said it. You saw it on
Oh,
television.
wait, so let her.
That was a voice.
No, she did not say that.
A voiceover.
From where? From Olivia. Maybe it was from one of.
hired an actress?
I don't know what.
Did you see my mouth moving?
No, but
Let's put that back.
Camille.
Let's play that back.
Yeah, put that back. I didn't see that. I didn't
I
hear
mean,
that.
can we play that back?
Hold on, let's play back.
Let's all be really
Because maybe
Hold
they
on, wait.
did. Hold on, let's see.
Let's watch
What
that
happens?
Let's
okay?
see. Okay, let's see. We're gonna watch it
That's
again.
great. Y'all made a connection. But who's to say he won't get voted off the island because he's not giving it?
She just said that.
She
just said that.
Confused. I went like this. I give it
She said, "I'll fuck y'all up."
Did you not hear
Did you
me?
guys hear that? Yes.
Did you not see her lips move?
You guys can stop playback. Thank you so much.
Remember?
What conversation was that? Was I not talking to her?
You were at the table.
I understand editing, but you still said I'll.
You said, "I'll fuck y'all up" like that, and move like, "I'll fuck y'all up."
Camille say I'll fuck y'all up.
Ay, ay, Camille.
What's wrong, Tasia?
This is ghetto.
Tasia needed some
Tisa-
attention.
I know, Tisa needs some attention.
There ain't nobody talking about you this whole time.
I need my 5 minutes because, god damn it, I'm gonna get some time.
People out on action.
That's not right.
I got things to do. My mother is in the hospital.
Oh, her mom's in the hospital. Okay.
Damn, you
She
could have
got
not
time.
been here like Shiloh was
I know,
not
but her
there,
mom's in the
Tisa.
hospital. I understand.
Mom, Shiloh didn't even give a reason why she wasn't here. And if it was that serious,
so
you didn't
true.
have to come, Tisa.
Yeah.
Now you're crying.
And saying it's ghetto. Now you're talking bad about people. Just people expressing themselves.
Next time on Ready to Love.
And here's the thing.
The
I'm
hugs
trying.
from the people we don't know. Okay.
People are trying to alter the situation.
Okay. I need to stop. Okay. You gotta have manners.
I have not been mentioned in this whole love.
Oh, she came back? I thought she said her mom was not well.
The truth now, Corey and Tasia.
Corey about a third party?
Matter of fact,
Yes or no?
Or fourth party, I guess. Y'all all partying together.
It's definitely not.
like that.
No, it's not like that.
that's stuff.
What the hell?
We got it.
What's going on, Corey?
Why do I do everything?
What is going on? Okay, man. Okay, hold on. Oh, it's gonna continue. Okay.
I've been waiting for Corey to tell the truth this whole time.
Ready to Love Reunion Part 2, Friday, 8/7 Central, followed by a new episode of
I think he went after Tisa when the cameras went off and he had nobody.
Create the baddest.
And did she accept? Yes. Oh God. Please tell me she did not say yes to that man.
Well, the way she cried and the way she went to reunion, even though your
And talk
mother's
about-
in the hospital.
Yeah.
And look, my
And
mother
then
in the
you came
hospital.
back
I don't
out.
give a damn what's going on. I will
I
not,
will
be,
not be
there.
there.
You
I'll
see,
be like,
Shiloh's not
she's
there.
not there.
She didn't give any excuse. So now you went right to
But-
go bad
but-
because your mother's in the hospital. Why the hell you there? You couldn't buzz in. You couldn't do a Zoom call.
You could have done that. And then it looks disingenuous when you come back out though to ask Curry, are you
Curry.
for-
Curry. Curry chicken.
Girl, I don't know Curry. But listen,
It's just, I
it looks
mean, that,
disingenuous because you
so
came back
you
out.
walk off.
I thought she was gonna be gone completely.
no, I think she's fed up because one, she has not had her time to talk or whatever.
Yes, nobody's.
Yeah, her mom's in the
nobody's
hospital,
checking
but
for
she
Tisa.
maybe came because she wanted to confront Corey or she wanted to talk about what
yes.
happened with Corey.
Yes.
So your mother, anyway, I'm not
Yes.
gonna say your mom wasn't important enough, but
Yeah.
I mean, you came.
But
when
it's
your mom's in the
disingenuous.
hospital.
We know your mom is in the. You said your mom is in the hospital.
Then you
but
should not have
it's
come.
disingenuous because you go back out and you're kind of flirting, kind of, sort of with Corey.
Well,
And
you
so
tried to
now
tell him.
the mom being sick, you are done with that. Like, it makes no sense.
You should have just left.
Yeah.
Talking about this is ghetto.
Exactly.
This is a reunion.
After you have
you never not seen the show? It's a reunion.
Especially when, you're saying it's ghetto to all these black people. If you're going to do all that and your mom is not well, you might as well leave.
This is why I said it be your own people. Because we just talked about the word aggressive, and I think 5 different women used it in less than 10 minutes.
It was like 2 or 3.
And then you go and say,
5.
this is ghetto. It be your own people.
And my mom's not even well.
That's why,
but
as a community, y'all gotta fix what's going on in the inside before y'all focus about everything else.
Yeah.
Anywho,
it is a problem. We have to really. Let me just say this.
It's only so much.
And I
you
gotta
can
say,
do.
and let me say this. And I don't know how other people are feeling. We have to really try to work on this light-skinned, dark-skinned, whatever skinned in the black community. And women, I'm talking to the women because I don't try to bother with the men. And I'm going to tell you why. I don't try to bother with the men because when the women change and the women start acting like they have some strength, pride, sense, you will see the men fall in line. But women, we have to look at each other as women. We go through so much, just as women. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't even matter what race you are. We go through so much. Please, in our community, we have to stop. And I know that people have gone through a lot of trauma because I had a friend, like I said, who looked like Vanessa Williams. And her sister was brown, darker. Her parents were the same color as the sister. And always, the parents, when I met her family, they were just like, oh my God, you're so beautiful and blah, blah, blah. But this girl one day sat out in the sun and tried to get darker. Put all this baby oil on her skin, and she blew up like a blowfish.
Why put baby
oil? And I
oil?
said, what are you trying to do? And she said she's trying to get black like me. And I said, honey, no matter how much you sit on the sun, you're never going to be black like me. You're beautiful just the way you are. And when I say this girl was so gorgeous, when we used to walk down, whatever, people will stop her. People thought that she was actually Vanessa Williams. She was like a dead ringer. Now that I've seen her picture, she doesn't look like Vanessa Williams anymore. But, time, age, whatever. But anyhow, she had such low self-esteem. And she said she used to go through all these problems and fights and all this stuff with women who were a different complexion than her. I could not even quite understand it because that was not my thing. It's only the more as I have lived in this country and you hear about when people, that's why when I brought up my kids, that kind of language is not even in our home. It's not even in this home. And it was on purpose because,
you didn't even start talking about recent talks, like, 18, 19?
Like, after when you went to college.
Yeah, that wasn't...
When you were in college and you heard it there in Atlanta.
Yeah.
But, so we have to work on that. We have to stop. We have to stop having division as black people within ourselves. We go around and we say Black Lives Matter. Really? Really? Our Black Lives Matter? Really? Really? And this is how we talk to ourselves? Really? And yes, people will say, well, you're an immigrant, you're a foreigner, you don't know the truth. Yes, Black Lives Matter. But you know something? We got to start in our own community. We're here on television, acting the plumb fool, getting triggered. Listen, we got to come together. Light skin, dark skin. Maybe we got to have a sit down on a regular basis. I would love for them to have some kind of show about that, where we do it on a regular basis. Let this be like a season thing. Let us eradicate this cancer from our community.
Well, also my thing is a lot of talk, but there's not enough action.
And then look at Zadia. Zadia said her melanin was popping, and it got some people triggered. We should also be able to say, Beyonce did a song, Brown Skin Girls. There was a girl, I think the other time, they said she did a song about He Loved My Yellow Bone or something. People should be able to say to feel good about who they are,
Well, I think,
without us
Danny
judging them.
kind of made that in retaliation.
Well,
she didn't make that because she wanted to celebrate Yellow Bone.
Well, I don't know. She seemed very happy as she was making the song.
Well, she was talking about the debate. Well, because the baby's baby mother is darker complexion, and
I don't think that's what the girls. Well, anyway, this is what I know.
Well, anyway,
I don't know the history. What I know is that she was singing this song. She seemed happy. She seemed happy with how she looks. Okay, people should be able to be happy with how they look,
without
genuine. Us being triggered. This is what I'm saying. If I go around like, it just this hatred. And let me tell you, I also saw it when I was working, and I was actually working with people who are in their 30s, in their 40s. You know what I'm saying? And they'll have, we're the light-skinned squad. It always seems as though I'm always the one.
What?
Yes, they had like a light-skinned squad. But the funny thing, you know what was so funny? I was always hanging around them. They were always bringing me along. Like, and, they would tell me how I look and all this stuff. And they were always very nice and very, praising me and all this stuff. But I never felt... like, I never was triggered by whatever they were doing.
Well, you were always very confident in college. Well, that's how you grew up.
Right, but wouldn't it be nice if when someone says that, you don't get triggered? We got to find out. Yes, we got to find out. Where is the trigger? What happened? Sabrina, you got to ask yourself, what happened to you that when she said this is how you felt? What's the other name? Camille and Zadia. You guys have to ask yourself, are you saying brown girl squad out of some kind of vendetta? If it's just because you want to feel good, great. But if that's not the case, you're trying to rub their noses in it. Obviously, that's how they felt, and their feelings are valid. This is something we got to really talk about. But we can't continue like this, where you have dark-skinned here, light skin here. Now they have all kinds of skins. Now the girl said she's brown skin. It's too much. In our one community, we got so many different colors. And now we're putting each person in a compartment. What the hell is that? Do you see how ridiculous we sound? We sound like some dumb Fs out here in this community. I mean, it's just ridiculous. That's why the girl walked away and said, this is just ghetto.
Well,
but then she also looked ghetto walking up. I don't even know what ghetto means, so I better not even use that word, because I don't even know what that means. Does that mean like you were rude or something? It's too much. In our community, we have a lot to deal with. Before we go out there wanting other communities, other races, to look at our lives and say we matter, we've got to be able to look in our different shades and complexions and say, sister, you matter. Sister, I see you. You matter. Dark-skinned sister, I see you. You matter. Brown-skinned sister, I see you. You matter. Light-skinned sister, I see you. You matter. And we got to say that first and really embody that before we go out like hypocrites with some banner and telling other groups of people to come show us that Black Lives Matter.
Because this one time happened, Black Lives Matter.
It's too much.
And also, once Black people start having respect for themselves, naturally other races will see that. Mm-hmm. But they see that we don't have respect for ourselves, so why should they, why would they go and respect you? You know what I'm saying?
And they don't even understand. If me, a foreigner, I don't understand the depth of this thing, can you imagine the other people who are not even Black?
Yeah.
They're just seeing us just acting the fool out there.
And I have to say, because there's one time during the Black Lives Matter movement, and this was after George Floyd or whatever stuff, there was this Black boy who actually went, and I don't know what happened with the Black girl, but he went and hit her in the face with a skateboard.
Oh,
and knocked her the hell out.
Yeah.
You go to his Instagram, guess what he has?
Yeah,
Black Lives Matter. free my brother Cujo or something like that.
And somebody had to out him and say, "Oh, look at what he just did to this girl," and then he was out there apologizing.
Did her Black life matter when you went and you hit her with a skateboard?
Because
did her life matter?
She did not respond
to
him.
Because she rejected him.
He was trying to holler, and she was either too busy walking away or whatever. He was upset and hit her.
And then there was this black man. This man came up to her.
Oh, please, we have a lot of examples.
Anyway, he tried to shoot all the friends at the restaurant because she said, "No, I don't want your number." Went and tried to shoot all of them.
And it happens to you a lot when you go out and someone, in fact,
listen. At this point in my life, whenever somebody asks me for my number, I give the number.
Afraid.
Look, I don't want nobody coming at me sideways or whatever. I remember there was this one time this guy. He had asked for my number, and at the time I was in college. I was walking home. It was dark, and this man literally backed up his car like almost a mile trying to get to me, right? Because he sped off first, and then he saw me, and then he reversed all the way to where I was, and I'm backing up in the corner like, who the hell is this? And I accidentally, because his name was Sean, so I had saved his number or whatever, so I knew to block him later.
Yes.
But I had another friend named Sean, and I was texting the guy who had basically stalked me on the street, and I was like, "Oh, this is where I am," or whatever stuff. And then he said, "Oh yeah, I also want to come by and come see you." And I thought it was my friend Sean who was in the school, so I didn't say the actual location. I just said the room number. And I was like, "Okay, yeah, sure." No, and I didn't say, "Okay, yeah, sure." I was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I thought you were somebody else." And he was like, "FUB, I'm going to come get you. I know where you live now. I know you're da-da-da-da." And I was like, "I'm going to call the cops." And he's like, "I don't care. I've been to jail 3 times before. I'm going to come get you anyway."
Yeah.
You see, so now I just give my number and I just block later. I can change my number several different times. And ain't nobody really be texting me anyway.
But why does anyone have to live
why do I have to go through that? You know what I'm
someone
saying?
in the community. There are countless of stories. Not just this colorist rubbish that we're doing right now.
And I
but
feel like
countless of stories with our black on black. But one thing I definitely and all we can do is take little bits of it at a time. And right now I really want us to focus on this. Because if we in our own community are having issues with the different color shades that we got to work on that. And I think it starts with the women and it starts with the young. And what hurts my heart so much is that it seems even more, in the young people. You know what I'm saying? And it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. So that means we have passed this rubbish on, and our community has a lot that we're dealing with. But this theme, light skin, dark skin, we gotta, as women, come together and work on that. And just take little bits. Like, after we do that, we can also work on men and women. But first, let us get together first. Let's leave the men out of it.
The men will always stick together. The women, we are always so divided. Trust
me,
that's why none of them check that man.
Yes, if we unite, if we as women unite with our sister, I promise you the men will follow. The reason why they don't follow is because it's so easy for them to divide us. So that's why we got to be honest about our triggers and really get together. Be honest about our triggers. Be honest about our triggers. But we got to do that. And Oprah, maybe that's something you need to do on your Sister Speak. Unfortunately, Yanla is not out there anymore. She would have been great for that. But that Sister Speak show that they have, I hope that they really start talking about this. Because this rubbish has to stop.
Well, like what Ayanna used to say.
It starts with one person. Like I know for myself, in my own family, with myself, my children, they don't have this. That's something that I did not pass on that legacy. It starts with one person. So now when they have their kids and their family, they get to pass this legacy on of not having this rubbish, different skin complexion and nonsense passing around. You see, you just got to say to yourself, it ends with me. It ends with me. When I'm talking about someone, I'm not going to be talking about skin color. It ends with me.
Yeah. Like Ayanna said, I am not my sister's keeper. Like she said, I'm not my sister's keeper. I am my sister.
Exactly.
Because we all have similar pain and trauma. It might not be identical, but it's all connected some way.
Exactly.
Just like there's this one girl who was light skinned her whole life. The guys all liked her, whatever. But these other women came one day and they just took a sharp butcher knife and just went across her face like this or whatever, because they were jealous of her or whatever and stuff. But they also had gone through their own thing.
But for every story that a light skinned person has,
a dark skinned person has.
Exactly. So like you said, we all
have the
same trauma.
It's all the same trauma. Your pain might be different from the light skinned person's pain or whatever, but at the same time, it's all the same trauma.
Same. We still wear the same cloak. All of us are wearing the same cloak.
Facts.
Okay, but we are the ones who have to eradicate it, and I would love to see us eradicate it so that 50 years from now, when I am 100 years old, we can look at the generation in front of us and say, they did it.
Yeah.
They did it. We don't have this in our society anymore. But it has to start. We cannot continue to perpetuate, this is a cancer, this is rubbish. This is rubbish. We can't be out there like dumb Fs out there in these streets acting the fool like this. No more. It has to stop.
Yeah.
Anyhow, that's my little 10-minute rant. And thank you for sharing. My sister.
My sister.
I am not my sister.
I am my sister.
Oh, I am not
my sister's keeper. I am
my sister.
But yeah, so TT. But hold on, wait, let's wrap up.
Yes.
Okay, so Tisa wanted attention. Naeem does not even like Sydney. He said her voice is annoying.
He did say that,
yeah, so I'm sure Sydney's like, this idiot.
I know. Sydney was just
and
why don't you check him?
And then my thing is Raheem, like,
Naeem.
Whatever, you're irrelevant.
But so he was out there fighting for what's her name, Zadia.
I think he's full of BS, just like Frank.
And then he says, okay, so when was this when all the men chose her? You know, it reminds me of Kyra. Remember when all the men chose her? And then the next time she was on the chopping block?
Listen, nobody knew, okay? So when you're...
Why did he bring that
So why are you talking about it? It doesn't make sense because nobody gets to see it until now. Nobody has an issue with Zadia. They have an issue with what she did then. They still have an issue with it now.
Yeah, and with Camille, they have an issue with what Camille said.
And Zadia, the way she came at Aisha, and very hater-ish.
There's not hater-ish.
That's not even English.
What was hater-ish? Like, well, the thing is, what was hater-ish, the slang about that? What was that?
Why was that?
She's just saying that what you're saying is wrong. If you're saying that, I mean, saying all these things, and saying you're going to F somebody off, you know, when someone says that to me, and then I turn around and you know, beat your tail, then you're going to be upset about it. But you're the one who started your verbal assault right there, right?
Facts.
And that's all she was saying. And then here goes Zadia wants to, you know, I guess put her fist up for Camille and be like, that is haterish. Like, why you have to even get in on that, Zadia? Yeah. I don't know, but I am not surprised because at any time there was some drama, you were right there.
Yeah.
You know, so, yeah. That was not necessary. But the other thing, Aisha also, just let this one go too. She also has some triggers too, Aisha. Like it's like a dog with a bone. She holding on to the stuff. And just, we understand. Camille will never understand.
Yeah.
In fact, she's even saying it was a voiceover. We see her actually saying this.
That was crazy. Are you kidding me? A voiceover? I just said, I don't F y'all up. Girl, like, I don't want to say Karen behavior, but that's very Karen-ish.
No, you know who that reminded me of?
You throw the stick and they said, oh, I ain't throw that stick. I did that. Even Zadi was there playing that same game. Oh my God, did I really say that?
You know who that reminds me of?
That's why you don't think 10 times before you speak.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Or at least speak once.
Best. And then I don't know why Cornelius, you were looking all confused.
You were right there, and he's there lying. He's there lying. He said, I didn't hear that.
You see
she
it
was
on
across
television.
from you, and even he was like,
they are too much, both of them.
Yo, he need to be careful because you don't want that to happen with your kids. You know, that behavior.
Yeah, lying and whatever.
Yeah,
and then the child
acting that way, you know,
and
like yelling
upset.
and stuff like that, and then
they're lying, but
making
they're
all
pretending.
the faces with stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
making all those faces when things don't go right.
That was funny. That was kind of crazy. And then the other thing, I don't know why is Zadia just grinning today. I don't know. I guess she's happy because Naeem is sitting next to her. But she's all like,
that ain't gonna last if he has any sense.
They both are a mess. I don't even know what else
They
to
should not
say.
even call themselves the Brown Girl Squad. They should call them the Crazy Gang Squad.
Now, what
Crazy
do you think,
Girl Squad.
What do you think about Corey? And he's crying. He seems as though he has a serious meltdown.
He said, "I don't know why I
in the
keep doing
reunion.
this, man." Honestly, I think the women. Okay, so this is my thing. I don't really think there's something wrong with Corey. I mean, y'all might call me crazy, but I really don't think there's something wrong with Corey.
What is
I
crying
think.
about again?
I think people have made him feel like what he does is wrong. Yes, he goes. Okay, look, you know there are people
But
who
why-
do during courtship.
Okay.
Like if you're courting or something, you don't just court one person
Yes.
until they have made a commitment or like you are who I want to be with. Let's move forward.
Mhm.
You go and you court or talk and date to multiple people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Corey, first night he said, you know what? I want to get to know as many women as possible.
Okay.
This is a dating show.
Yes.
Okay, you have to get to know people, whatever. So
Mhm.
do I think that he was wrong? No. I mean, I think that he was being proactive
Yes.
in his thing of trying to date somebody or whatever stuff. Men, you here criticize this man. Courtney, you also criticize this man because he was trying to, I mean, what? He was trying to date two of y'all or whatever. It's a dating show. You
Okay.
have to see who you are most compatible with.
I know.
I did not find an issue with that. But
Okay.
movement at the end of the day, you ended up waiting on Frank, who ended up being the wrong choice. If you
Yeah.
had maybe stayed with Corey, you probably would at least still been in a relationship. I actually think
Okay.
Corey actually wants to be better and actually
Yes,
wants
I
to be
do.
in a committed
the
relationship.
The only thing I have an issue with Corey right now is this.
What, him
Obviously, the way it's not him crying. The way he's crying.
Well, obviously he's been through
obviously there's some hurt there that he has not handled.
Yeah.
And that needs to be handled before he embarks on a relationship. That's the only thing I have with Corey. Because he's crying like some deep.
What, a man can't cry, Mom?
No, it's not about that.
I'm
It's
kidding.
about the hurt that's behind the cry. Like, this is some deep-seated stuff. And when stuff is that deep, you got to handle it before you embark on a relationship. You just have to. Because then you're going to be getting triggers.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, you saw Sabrina's triggered. She just.
Well, I
went
feel
off.
like the thing is Zadia was one pushing. I don't really find. I mean, I feel like
I'm sorry.
Zadia was
people-
really pushing her.
You know something? I am always going to say this, and I'll continue to say this, even for myself. When I get upset or something,
But they were just straight up
no
lying,
one,
bro.
It does
They
not
were
matter.
really just
no
lying.
one should be able to trigger you that much that you lose control
Well,
like
she didn't
that.
really lose control. She cussed a
She
little bit,
did.
but it wasn't that bad.
She did. She almost lifted up that chair.
No, she did not. She
Okay.
did not.
You could tell that she was triggered. Like, am I seeing something different?
No, of course. I mean,
There's a
I
trigger
think she
there.
was
There is
annoyed.
something. It's not just an annoyance. It's not. When you're annoyed about something, I'm annoyed about something. But there's the rage that was behind the way what she said and all that stuff. She was triggered by the whole brown skinned girl squad and all of that stuff. She talked about mean girls. They're trying. I look at Camille and Zadia. Someone who's doing that, I'm just ignoring them completely.
well,
Like,
they
we're not
were
even
very
having
mean
that.
girl. They were very giving mean girl vibes for sure.
I mean, okay, as long as they're not stepping up in my face and being disrespectful.
Well,
or
she
anything
might
else,
as well have the way Zadia came at Aisha and the way Camille came at everybody.
I'm sorry,
It was
Sabrina. Sabrina looked like she can handle her own.
I mean, of
I did not
course.
see anybody getting up in
I
Sabrina's
know, just because she
face.
can handle her own doesn't mean it makes it right, though. Those
Yeah,
two were
yeah.
acting the plum fool all season.
I know, and we said that. But what I'm saying, okay. All I know from that behavior with Sabrina, there's some triggers that she has to work on.
No, nobody's saying she ain't got triggers.
Okay.
We all got triggers as human beings. But Zadia and Camille were dead wrong. And they still here acting like they ain't see something. It was a voiceover. You high?
You know, triggers are there. Let me say this. It's not about we all have triggers as a human being. It is true. And we are all a work in progress. I just want people to understand that when there's a trigger, that's a spot that you need to heal.
What is she wearing?
Be aware of that and work to heal that. Because your trigger can lead to a relationship breakup. It depends
Well,
on
nobody should pursue a relationship if you haven't healed.
It depends on how deep it goes. So that's what I'm saying, because they're all here on a dating show.
Well, mommy, a
So
lot of
if you
people
were
don't know
having-
they should heal. A lot of people think that you have to come and make my life complete and everything will be fine. It don't work like that, boo. Your cup should be overflowing with water, not some half spit water at the end of the cup. Don't nobody want your spit water. So, anyway, it's been quite a bit today. I
It
can't
has
even
been
lie.
quite a bit.
I low-key have a headache.
I am looking forward to the next one. They give us quite a bit. I thought they were just going to give us all the... I thought we would be even talking about Tisa and all the ones who...
Did we talk about Frank?
Okay, yes. I think we did. I think we talked about Frank.
Frank
and
is full of it, and it's a shame.
We did talk about Frank.
But
we did.
me personally, I didn't think Frank was ready. And
You did
I
say
think
that. I had
that was her
forgotten.
very last option.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
I had forgotten about Frank and he's rolling of the eyes on the first day. I had forgotten about that, but it reminded me when I looked back at our tapes, and I thought to myself, well, I hope he works with him and Mumin.
I feel bad for Mumin because then you're there on the couch like doing this, and then you're rubbing my leg and still touching me.
Wait, don't touch me.
But I feel bad for Mumin because sometimes we're just
He
like,
is
okay.
such a BSer.
I would have just if he did that, I would have
And
been like,
you know why he's doing that? Because he really wanted Sydney. Sydney chose Phil. And I think
that's
that
why he
hurt.
was doing that. That's
Yes.
why he was like this. That's why
To
he's like,
show like
I was
I
like-
got somebody. We're still whatever. And then he tried to talk over her. And tried to say,
and then even Mumin was
and
like,
she was just confused. She was like, "You have done nothing." I mean, Frank.
and then it was like he was trying to insinuate that they had sex or some stuff.
Yeah, so that's why she was like,
You're
have
trying to
done
say that
nothing."
we got close or whatever when really it was nothing. I don't appreciate that.
Yeah,
Because she said she was trying to be celibate, so now you want to say that, oh, she was moving too fast? Try to say that she was out in these streets spreading it like butter? What the
I
hell?
don't know. Was he saying that? I don't think he said all that.
No, but he said it's just like when we were getting close, it seemed like it was going too fast. He kept on saying too fast. And you know
Well,
when a man
maybe
says a
she
woman's
thought it
going
was
too
too
fast,
fast.
it can either be relationship-wise or it can be sex-wise.
Yeah.
So you can't say
Probably
that
the
as
latter.
well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Whew, this is deep. This is actually it's quite deep.
That's why. So it seemed like he was trying to insinuate that.
I did not. That went totally off my head. I didn't see that.
Oh, I
Hear
saw
that.
all that because
You
I
saw
remember that she was celibate.
Yes.
And this
Yes.
fool. Anyway.
Ooh.
I'm trying to be a better person, but it's just too much, you know. So I just felt really bad for her, and the fact that you're here trying to make it seem like it was something that it wasn't. Where they do that at?
I don't know.
It didn't make no sense to me.
Yeah.
But I feel really bad for Mumin because she really seems like a really good person. But I do feel like, you know, she didn't wait with Corey. She didn't wait with Walter. And I thought her and Walter would have actually made a good match. But I don't know. See, this is my issue with Ready to Love. A lot of the men.
I don't know. I didn't
And even some
relationship.
And it's just like the theme song. I know it took me some time to get to the place where you wanted me to be. It's just like, but I'm ready. I'm ready to
be your friend.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's see where it goes. Like what Dante said.
The song is very indicative of what the show is. You know, the women have to sit around, wait for the men to get their shit together, just like how it's always been in this community. And it's just a shame. It's just a shame. And so I never really, my issue with Ready to Love is I really just don't think anybody's serious.
I know.
Like,
that's why we had stopped watching for a little while.
Yeah, and it still irritates me. I don't think anybody was ready to love except for Phil.
Yeah.
Even I'm still watching. Because, I mean, but he did say that he is looking to get married or whatever. But I need him to say he wants to marry Sydney.
And Sydney looks like she's ready. But he was very clear.
But he's like, I am dating this woman exclusively. You saw how he got all close to the camera?
Okay, we ain't playing no games,
honey.
And Frank, I think that hurt Frank's heart. You could see he was looking out there like...
Well, I'm sure as Sydney was sitting down watching Mumin cry, she's like, girl, thank God I chose Phil now.
Yeah.
Thank God my lucky stars.
Well, I think she also probably can see that...
He wasn't about shit.
No. I think Sydney probably maybe can see that he still likes her. She seems to be very aware.
Yeah, but I don't
Unlike
think Sydney would
Shiloh.
even give him a time of day. I really don't think so.
think so.
She said, that's my bestie.
Yeah.
Okay, she said bestie. I really think she has him in the friend zone because,
Yes.
like she said, he has known her all this time and never made a move.
That's
So
because
that is in her head.
I think also that's because he felt like she was out of
Sydney
his
is
league.
gorgeous. A lot of men will be coming up to her and stuff like that. And she
Yes.
has like this feminine energy, this
Yeah.
feminine aura where you just want to be around her. Like you just want to be her friend.
Yeah.
You know? So
And Phil seems very proud.
he
of this
seems
woman.
very happy.
Now Dante was looking kind of in the background because he was in the background when Aisha was talking and going on there on Camille. Dante kind of was looking like, so Aisha needs to just calm down. Don't show all that to Dante. Firecracker.
Listen.
Don't do that, Aisha. Let it go.
Well, also, I don't really know how serious Dante is because he was like, I don't know where this is going to go.
I know.
I'm sorry, but if you don't think this is going to lead to marriage, you need to go sit down somewhere. But I think that also what might be getting to him is the whole, you know, him being a provider thing. Because the fact that his brother was so ready to say, you know, we grew up with a single mother and, you know, she was doing it all. Why would you as a man, why would you want your woman to be helping you with the bills?
Well, also,
why does that make you feel?
No, the reason why there are a lot of mothers, there are a lot of single mothers. There are mothers that I have who I'm friends with, who tell their sons, especially, make sure she do this, make sure she help, make sure you're doing everything, make sure that's what they're telling their sons. And I am the only one out there saying to my son, you have to be the provider. I am actually the only one. I am the only one who is saying that.
I mean,
I don't know.
It's honestly a shame. I will never give a man who looks at me and says, I want you to help me pay the bills. Just get the hell out of my face. Because this is not even going two steps further.
Yeah, so the thing is, you know, there are a lot of mothers and that's what they're telling their sons. And I guess the reason why they're telling their sons that I don't know, maybe
it don't make sense.
Maybe they feel as though the women
I've suffered, so she also has to suffer.
Well, I don't know. I don't think that's. I think they don't want a woman to be there and just like, because they're imagining that this woman who requires that her husband be a provider, they're thinking this woman is probably lazy or this and that.
Well, so that's
she's
the issue
she's
where
not a
women don't
superwoman.
understand.
She's not a superwoman like the mom who has done everything on their own, being mom, dad to the children and all that stuff. And so that's how she feels. If I can be a superwoman, you can do it too.
Well,
right?
The issue is...
But my thing is, I have been that superwoman. And I don't... But I recognize that I have been out of balance being superwoman. I also recognize that it has brought a lot of illness my way, being a superwoman. And I don't think it's the best thing for a relationship. And I also think that when you don't allow a man to be a provider and you let him do what he's supposed to do innately, what innately he will do if there were no influences, you as a mother or as a wife, you're aborting that man's process directly to his father's source in the heaven. That's what I personally believe. So I don't want that for my son. I don't want to abort that process. So this is why I tell him now, I don't know what he's going to do when he gets married. But that's what I tell my son. The same thing I tell my daughter, have someone who's a provider. The same thing I tell my son. It doesn't change. Because she's a girl and he does not change.
Also, I feel like women don't. I feel like some women don't understand what they bring to the table as just being a woman. Yeah. So I feel like that's why they sit there and judge other women who want a man.
And also the other thing you have to teach, I think mothers, the other thing. That's why I always start with the women. If we could just get our shit together and unite, like all this stuff between the sexes, it will heal like that. If we will be united, they will follow us. But if they feel as though we can be divided, that's what it is.
I also feel like it starts with yourself. Because once you get right with yourself, it's easy for you not to go and judge somebody or be like this, that, or third, or be against somebody else.
Mothers have to teach their sons the value of a good woman, what that entails. And it does not entail working 2 jobs. I've been there, done that. Or working 3 jobs, been there, done that too. It doesn't entail that. It doesn't entail the money that you bring home. You know, a wise woman, a good mother, a good wife, it is really worth more than anything you can have, you know, tangible in this world. But that's for a mom to teach her sons. She has to teach him that, so that when he's growing up, he's not thinking that, oh, you know, thinking really badly about women and what they bring to the table as a wife and all that.
But anyway,
that's another conversation for another day.
But thank you guys for watching. My name is
everywhere today.
I know. But it is Mary
and Amma.
Thanks for watching. We invite you guys to like,
share,
subscribe,
comment.
Because we are lit over here, and we are going to be proactive with our posting. So
yes,
thank you guys for sticking with us. We're
no
almost
more,
at 100 followers.
No more vacation until the last day of, I think that's what we did. We took a vacation the first week of the year.
Yeah, but we're back now.
So we're here for another good year.
Yes. Well, beyond that for sure. But yes. All right, y'all. Have a good night.
Bye.